Fabulous.
Not for long, no.
Not for long, that's it, you're done. You get that. But that's right, you're still in there for Circle of Honor Achiever for the third year in a row?
I'll be there till 2013, I think.
But who's counting?
You'll all be sick of me.
Oh, on page 2
Never.
and 15 and everything else, well, that's all you need to know. Because, I mean, Jill Lerner, as you know, is my best buddy, and I feel like we are 2 of the 3 fairy godmothers, and we birthed her.
I have a lot of mommies in this world.
But I remember meeting Jillian when she first started, and we were talking, and I think she was squeaking down, we were saying, give me some tips. Can you imagine? She was saying, give me some tips. And now I'm saying to her, what are you doing?
She's my idol over here, my mentor.
But, for anyone who wants to know, oh, hello, person. Who's this? Hello, people. These your guys?
Of course.
No, 7.
7.
Oh, 7?
But that's okay. We're getting a late start.
We're on Ecuadorian time.
Yeah, well, it's not too far.
Hi, you.
So, what Jillian has done is what each and every one of you are capable of doing. She started with the kit, the same as we did. And all she did was continue to work the business and learn the business and become a sponge and ask questions and go for carrots and build. And then she went a few steps further. I remember Jill telling me how you always did those big fairs.
I did.
You did, but they were major investments. She would take like $2,500 and pay for these fairs. But at these fairs, she's met maybe 4 or 5 of your directors at this point in time?
Yeah, I used to book like 30 to 40 shows at these things, like we're in a weekend, and like that really set me up for like.
That set you up. I remember
a lot of those shows, I ended up recruiting them, and then they became directors. Yeah, that was like really. I did that for like 2 years.
You did. I remember that, and I remember thinking, "Gosh, that's awful big investment." But look what it's done for her.
Yes.
It created her business.
Yes.
It created her business. So, Jillian and I, and we just got back from Maui. We've traveled the world.
The world together.
Together, London, and did you go to
I have
Paris?
my album here too. I went everywhere. I'll pass on my book because this is my recruiting album, and I bring it to all my shows. I pass it around.
That's around the start here. So I have nothing more to say except she's absolutely wonderful. She's fantastic. She's built this business, and at the same time, in the initial first few years, she was working 2 other jobs. I don't know if you're still doing your other glamour.
I actually own a bridal hair and makeup company, so I work very full time for my other business too. So yeah,
She's still doing.
2 crazy businesses.
Crazy business. So without further ado, here's one of the best people you can ever find in the business, aside from the rest of us here.
Yay! I love coming to Jersey. I haven't been here in a while.
It's been like 3
And Tish is definitely, absolutely my mentor in the business. I remember in the beginning, Jill would bring her in, and I was just like, oh, it's Tish Jones. Like, it's crazy, right? But yeah, we all learn from each other. And I think I'm definitely living proof that anyone can learn this business, because I actually never opened an oven or boiled water before my first show. And for the first 2 years that I was a consultant, I did not recruit one person. So, yeah, I actually completely learned how to cook, and I completely learned how to share this business. So it is definitely something, if you're looking to build a team and looking to, move up the ladder in this company, you can learn how to share this business, recruit, and get really good at it. There's so much available to us on pamperedchef.com. You literally need to just listen to every single, audio on there, MP3 thing on there as far as recruiting. Go to shows with people who are recruiting. Watch how they recruit. You're going to see how I do it today. I'm literally going to pretend like this is a show. So you're going to hear exactly how I share the business, and then I'll even walk you through my checkout. So yeah, you just got to learn. I'm still learning as well. What I did learn early on is that it really is not about the recipe. The recipe is really just a vehicle to bring us to future business. So when you're at your show, yeah, it's great when you have a $1,000 show. We here at the Tri-State area, we have a lot of $1,000 shows. But I'd rather you have a $500 show and 3 bookings and 4 recruit leads. So you always want to think about the future business. And so this recipe here is just a little vehicle to get us to sharing this great business, to getting the bookings, and to selling the products. So I never want you to get hung up about the recipe. If you forget something, do something wrong, it doesn't matter. It's almost good when you mess something up, because then you look more human and people are like, oh, I could do that. So anyway, what I did today was I kind of combined the old Jamaican jerk chicken nacho recipe with like the mango confetti salsa. This is like what I've been doing this summer. I've been doing Mexican themed shows. So we forgot the chicken, but it's so no big deal, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and go through my show, and we'll go through the checkout, and then you'll ask me whatever you want to ask me. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jillian. I'm going to be your Pampered Chef this evening, and I have to thank Tish for having us here in her gorgeous home. I am here to pamper this beautiful kitchen, and actually, I have to give it up. Tell me your name.
Lynn.
I have to give it up for Lynn because Lynn is my past host here, and without Lynn, we would not be here tonight. And actually, Lynn tonight is going to get a 60% off piece of cookware, as well as 10% off the rest of her order, so it doesn't even end at your show, which is a good thing. At Lynn's show, we had a chocolate lovers party. Wasn't that fun? I made chocolate martinis, a hot molten lava cake in our deep covered baker, and fondue. I know if you're kind of thinking that's your thing, we can definitely book a chocolate show for you. But tonight, Tish chose Mexican, which is so much fun. We're doing a Chipotle cheese nacho with mango confetti salsa. Doesn't that sound good? And I'm actually featuring it on our large bar pan. So where are my stoners? Do I have anybody that's already familiar with the stoner? I'm fully stoned in the Pampered Chef. I have like every single piece. So we're going to go through these items as well. Believe it or not, I've been selling Pampered Chef for 12 years. August 6th was 12 years for me. And tonight's show is 1,318. So pretty crazy, right? You're lucky you're getting me 1,318 because if you were getting me the first 200, I made only one recipe, a focaccia bread pizza on a stone. Which, by the way, if anyone's into Italian, we should so do that, and maybe a pasta dish in here for your guests. Italian night is fun. But I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. The great thing about this job is you really don't have to have any cooking experience. I'm kind of living proof that anyone can use these products, make these recipes, and run a successful Pampered Chef business with zero cooking experience. I remember in the beginning, I went around the room, because there are people familiar with Pampered Chef, right? And I would say, okay, tell me what you love and why. And then I would just stand there for like 10 to 15 minutes, smiling and nodding and learning, while everybody sold all my products for me. So I was like, this is the easiest job in the world. I remember sitting at the edge of my seat at that first show, just wanting every product the woman showed, and I thought to myself, I don't even cook. I can't even imagine what somebody's order would look like if they actually cooked, right? So this must be a gold mine. So I asked the woman, do you need any cooking experience for this? And she's like, if you could open up a can of crescent rolls, if you can peel a carrot, you'll be fine. At the time I was in college, I was only 20 years old. And for me, it was the best job because I got there at 6, I was home by 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I could still go out after. It was the best job ever. At the time, I was also working at the mall at J. Crew, and I had to work for 2.5 full weeks there to make what I could make in one night doing this. So I'm still here 12 years later. I've done this through everything: college, beauty school, a professional dance career, and 2 full-time jobs. So yeah, now I'm doing Pampered Chef about 2 to 3 times a week. In the beginning, it was more like 2 to 3 times a month. Now it's about 2 to 3 times a week, which is actually considered full-time. I don't know, you do the math. 2 to 3 times a week. It's more like part-time job with full-time pay, maybe. So I'm here with a smile tonight after all these years because I really love my job. I'm really here eating and shopping with ladies tonight, and that's not a bad gig, right? So I tell my family I'm going to work. They're like, no, you're going to a party, and that's what I do. Party for a living. So I'm going to treat tonight like a ladies' night out, just like you guys. We're going to have fun. Eat and drink, and you know, and have a great time. So, okay, let's start with the stoneware. This one is my favorite one. This is actually the large bar pan, and if you want to turn to page 40 and 41 in your catalogs, you can see all the different shapes and sizes of these pieces. They are all 100% natural clay, organic stoneware. They go into the oven. They also, sometimes, depending on the size, can go into microwave or toaster ovens. And once you put them into the oven, it actually turns the whole oven into a nice brick oven effect. So you know the taste is just going to be so much more authentic on something like this than anything else. Also creates a nice even heating. You know how if you have chicken cutlets or frozen french fries on any other pan, you have to crawl inside that 400-degree oven, send your mascara off as you're flipping these things midway, right? Not fun. On a stone, it actually, you can just leave it be. Everything cooks perfectly on all sides. So let me give you some ideas, because I like to do quick, easy cooking. By 4:30, 5 o'clock, if I have not thought about dinner, instead of doing takeout or out to dinner, it costs more money, it's not as healthy. I like to have 3-ingredient, 3-step recipes on hand. So who likes chicken cutlets? Anybody? Do you all know my food chopper? Because this is like my #1 seller besides the barbecue. We love it. Okay, well, I chop everything in here from onions, carrots, cucumbers, celery, broccoli, tomato. But for my chicken cutlets, I grab a box of croutons. I chop them up on my cutting board. 2 breadcrumbs, absolutely delicious, crispy breadcrumbs. The only other thing I do is coat my chicken with some salad dressing, or even better, maybe some sauce from the Pampered Chef. We have beautiful marinades you'll find in the catalog. My favorite is the teriyaki honey, the pineapple rum, and the raspberry habanero that you can check out and see what you like. Silicone basting brush. Anyone have the old 1970s pastry brush that the hairs are falling out into the food still? If you have that disgusting, gross bacteria thing, I'm going to give you permission to go home and throw that out for $8.50. You're so worth getting this. It will marinate anything beautifully. I probably could use it as a blush brush too. Anyway, so I marinate my chicken with salad dressing or a sauce, and I roll in crouton crumbs. That's your first 3-step recipe right on the bar pan stone. 20 to 25 minutes, no flipping. It's perfect. Inside juicy, outside crisp, oven baked chicken cutlet. The whole idea with stoneware is it's the healthiest, most lowest fat way to cook or eat with, because the only time you ever have to grease them up are the first couple times. I want you to use this kitchen spritzer. Don't use Pam, because Pam really leaves a filmy layer of chemicals on your stoneware. We want to keep real oil on your natural stone. So we pump this up. You could do any kind of oil. We have a lot of delicious flavored oils in the catalog, a lot more coming out actually this week. You can actually choose whatever oil you want and just mist your stoneware really generously the first couple times. After that, totally seasoned for life. You never have to worry ever again about greasing them up. Now, when you first use your stone, you want to use something fatty on it, maybe like bacon, maybe sausage, biscuits, or what else is fatty? Cookies, right, crescent rolls. And then after you get it seasoned a couple times, then you could do the pizza, you could do the vegetables and the chicken. Vegetables, delicious, all over the stone with a little Parmesan cheese, a little breadcrumb, right in the oven, maybe a little oil spritz. You have delicious oven-baked roasted vegetables. The asparagus, the Brussels sprouts taste like candy on this stone. Who likes fish? Anybody? Okay. Rotary cheese grater. So we have this rotary cheese grater here. I use it for everything, not just cheese, but I use it for carrots, zucchini. Take a half of a potato. You could even leave the skin on, why not? Wheel it up, you're going to make a mountain of potato shreds. Take your tilapia or flounder. Dip this in Grey Poupon mustard. We all have that hanging out in the fridge anyway. We all have a potato hanging out, right? You coat the fish with some mustard. Roll in the potato shreds. Right on your stone, that's your next 3-step recipe. Right in the oven, 20 minutes later, potato crusted fish for dinner.
Is that true?
Absolutely delicious. Oh yes, I do not lie. I do not lie. Salmon, 3 steps. Right on your stone, I want you to take some honey out of the cabinet all over the top. You're going to chop up some pecans. Drizzle the pecans over the honey, and last step, fresh basil. You can use the shears. These are the older ones, but pretend they're the newer ones. These shears are professional shears. Don't worry, half my kid is old too. So that's what happens when you're in this that long. These are so sharp, they'll go through lobster and crab legs, they'll go through the bone of any chicken, all your fresh herbs. Any outdoor gardeners here? I'm an indoor mall shopper myself, but I have outdoor people like to do some weed and flower snipping, whatever they're doing out there. I hire my lawn guys for that. But also great for the toolbox, linoleum tile, and wire. Okay. So basil, honey, and pecans. It takes away fishy smell and taste of salmon. Combine it with cooking on a baking stone. It is a honey-crusted salmon in 20 minutes. My family thinks I'm a world-class chef. The key is I actually am totally not. I am the Pampered Chef. Not the perfect chef, not the pastry chef. Can you believe I get paid for this job? Is that crazy? Steak. A lot of people don't realize steak, London broil, meatballs, ribs can all be marinated or seasoned up right on the stone and put right in the oven. You can bake your steak, bake your meats on a stone. I know we're still in grilling season, and we have unbelievable barbecue tools. You have to check them out in the catalog. But come February in our first blizzard, or January like last year, you'll remember that JIllian said you can bake the steak, right? So once you have your nice flat stone, you want to venture out and get yourself a nice deep stone. We do have that really nice big rectangular